What is up, everybody? Rod J back in the house. Thank you for swinging by to check out this video. So right now I'm actually in the process of setting up some new reactions. I'm also letting some try to clear before I actually release them. So that being said, I'm going to actually bring some more videos over from the old Chronicles channel. This is going to be another Chronicle reflection. This one here is going to be one I did on Stetsasonic a while back. Hope you enjoy and keep watching out for the new videos. What's up, everybody? Rod J back again, and today we're going to talk a little bit about Stetsasonic. Yeah, so what is going on? Welcome back to another Hip Hop Chronicle. Appreciate you guys all being here and checking out the channel. If you like what you see, make sure you do hit that like button, of course, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet and you want to see more of these videos. So the one I thought I'd share today is a little bit about Stetsasonic. Stetsasonic is a group that I grew up with, of course, back in the day. They actually pretty much had like an 11-year span out there being together before the group actually broke up. But they were very instrumental in the earlier parts of the hip-hop scene of rap, as you look at going from the probably mid-'80s up into the just past the mid-'90s or so. Great concept behind them. So initially they actually started out as the Stetson brothers due to the Stetson hat. I'm not sure where that all played into it, but that's how they kind of came up with the Stetson brothers. But then they reformulated themselves into Stetsasonic and really became hip-hop's first ever hip-hop band. In fact, some would say they're still kind of the hip-hop band, even though you have groups like the Roots that came along later. They pretty much put everything together for the whole show impact. A lot of their music is well known throughout the hip hop scene. You drop a beat from Stetsasonic and people pretty much know what it is. You hear the hard bass line like right now in the background. This is actually from one of their cuts as well. And they're just really credited for putting everything together around a band concept. In the earlier days of hip-hop and rap, one of the criticisms that sometimes you would hear people say is that the groups, they weren't really groups. They weren't bands. They weren't doing instruments. They were just sampling, blah, blah, blah. They actually had a band. So they had the drum, they had the keyboard, they had Prince Paul, who was doing the sampling. They didn't use a guitar in their group, but they brought that actual instrument playing into the hip-hop scene, and that's what made them stand out. They only had 3 albums during the course of time, but even though those 3 albums never, hit that top 15, top 10 type status, you're looking at one that was top 32, one top 20, one top 75. The impact was more away from the Billboard scene and more into the actual hip-hop scene. So in the group, you had Prince Paul, you had MC Delight, you had Daddy-O, you had Wise, Fruquan, BBC, and then you had Bobby Simmons. They made up the group. They did everything with it. They laid down all their own tracks, and together they just kind of really emerged on the scene as that group that said, hey, you want us to be a band? We can be a band. They grew in popularity. They toured with all the big groups. And for me, they were just that difference maker. If you were a kid and you were playing instruments and you're like, you look at hip hop and you were just thinking sampling, here's a group where you said, well, you can play an instrument and still be part of a hip hop group. They were also key for bringing in kind of that jazz fusion sound to the music. So when you think of Stetsasonic, you're talking about a group that really made a big impact, even though they didn't stay around maybe as long as some of the other groups you hear. There's a lot of things out there where you have hip-hop artists might be like a one-hit type wonder or whatever it may be, but they were just a quality group. Prince Paul went on to produce other things with like De La Soul. Daddy-O did a lot of other stuff. Wise did stuff. Wise was like the human mix machine, so he did a lot of beatboxing on different things, even like in commercials. They all have other aspects they went into, but when you talk about a hip-hop band, you mention that to anybody, and they're going to say Stetsasonic. And that's what they really were. They were that one group that kind of put it all together. When you went to the show, all the instruments were live, and it was a unique perspective for you to actually see that up there, where it wasn't just a DJ with the two records. So sometimes they get kind of overlooked on some of the things they do. I wanted to kind of take a look at some of their things and share them with you here. This track right here was actually one of their tracks that really caught a lot of fire back in the day. I'm going to actually play a video from the one that really got me more involved with them as well, because it kind of hit on the whole people trying to discredit rap and discredit hip-hop. So they really accomplished it. But this is the Ghost Stetsa. Great party jam from back in the day. I remember them putting this on that people would just start dancing like crazy. That's just how it was. This is one of those tunes that got people hyped up. From this song alone, you have samples come out from other artists, like Groupie Chill sampled out of this one. A few other groups have sampled out of this one. It was just that hard bass line you hear right there. That got sampled in a lot of different stuff. So Stetsasonic, not as long maybe on the scene impact-wise, but over the time, as far as what they contributed, that's pretty much timeless. Stetsasonic is always going to be that part of hip-hop for what they did. And just over time, they emerged as being that one hip-hop band. And you have, like I said, a group like the Roots that grew up probably listening to a lot of theirs they're doing when they formed their thing later on. They will even talk about, how they look back at Stetsasonic as being that key group as well. So, a little breakdown on Stetsasonic. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. At this point, let's go ahead and check out one of their videos here. And this is going to be, again, about how they responded to the people that were hating on hip-hop, hating on people saying they weren't a band, hating on hip-hop and rap, thinking it was a fad. And this is how they responded to it. Peace out. Check out the song. I look forward to catching you guys next time.
Would you please speak to us about the group Stetsasonic?
The people are asking.
Of course we expect to win. Any self-respecting, intelligent person knows that this so-called band, Stetsasonic, and the rest of this hip-hop music is just a passing fad, which, 1, is not creative, 2, inspires violence, and 3, encourages thievery in the form of sampling. No further questions, please.
Well,
Listen,
please,
would you
can't you
please
tell us
speak to
the
us?
Well, here's how it started. Heard you on the radio, talking about rap, saying all that about how we sample, giving examples. Think we'll let you get away with that? You criticize our method, of how we make records. You said it wasn't art, so now we're gonna rip you apart.
Stop. Check it out, my man. This is the music of a hip-hop band. Jazz, well, you can call it that.
But this jazz retains a new format.
Point. When you misjudged us, speculated, created a fuss.
You've made the same mistake politicians have, talking all that jazz.
Well, I heard talk is cheap, but like beauty, talk is just skin deep. And when you lie and you talk a lot,
People tell you to step off a lot. You see, you misunderstood. A sample just a tactic, a portion of my method, a tool.
in fact, it's
Only of importance when I make it a priority.
and what we samples loved by the majority.
But you a minority in terms of thought
Narrow-minded.
and poorly taught about hip-hop fame or the silly game to erase my music so no one can use it.
You step on us and we'll step on you.
Can't have your cake and eat it too.
Talking all that jazz. Lies. The It's when you hide the truth. It's when you talk more jazz than proof, and when you lie and address something you don't know.
It's so whack that it's bound to show.
When you lie about me and the band, we get angry. Whip out our pen, start writing again. And the things we write are always true, sucker. Get a grip, now we talking about you. Seems to me that you have a problem, so we can see what we can do to solve that.
Think rap is a fad, you must be mad. Cause we're so bad, we get respect you never had.
Tell the truth, James Brown was old. Tell Eric and Rock came out with I Got Soul.
Rap brings back old R&B, and if we would not, people could have forgotten.
We want to make this perfectly clear. We're talented and strong and have no fear
of those who choose to judge but lack pizzazz.
Talking all that jazz.
Now we're not trying to be a boss to you. We just want to get across to you
that if you're talking jazz, the situation is a no-win.
You might even get hurt, my friend.
Stetsasonic, the hip-hop band.
And like Sly and the Family Stone, we will stand
up for the music we live and play,
and for the song we sing today.
For now, let us set the record straight,
and later on we'll have a forum and a formal debate.
But it's important you remember, though,
what you reap is what you sow.
Talking all that jazz.
Talking all that jazz.
Talking all that jazz.